Hey there, welcome to this video. If you're new, thank you for clicking. And if you're just returning, thank you so much for clicking on this video as well. So, my name is Alexis, and this is the Goddess of Daydreams Tarot. Today, I'm definitely going to be doing quite a different kind of reading today. I don't know. I've been kind of like bouncing around this energy for a couple of days because I find it quite interesting and I just really feel called to sort of talk about it in my own way. I am definitely going to be using oracles to sort of clarify certain messages that definitely come through about this subject. So today I kind of want to talk about this topic of anger towards God. Like, okay, so already, like, right off the bat, that's like a lot. Like, yeah, anger towards God. To me, like, the way I have observed it over my lifetime, I'm 30, by the way, but yes, um, um, over time in my life, that I have witnessed this angst towards God, I've always found it very fascinating. Like I never really got angry. Okay, because I'm a Pisces, and I'm not gonna judge you because of whatever your beliefs, but I do want to understand why you think a certain way. Not to see if you're flawed or if you're like the one or something. No, I just want to gain your perspective and understand as you as a person. So this, I'm going to talk a bit, but this kind of came up on, I was kind of dealing with this issue for like a couple of days. Well, not issue, but more like the idea of how to like talk about this. And yeah, I just basically, it came to me like the anger towards God. Ah, boy, it was just one of those days when you're on the internet, when you really kind of feel like you shouldn't be on the internet, but you keep scrolling endlessly, like, okay, I should be doing something, but I keep scrolling. I had came across this message, actually two of them, that I couldn't help but laugh, but it is very serious, and I understand certain circumstances, but I had to laugh at this. The first comment was, um, it was sort of like a quote. It started off with like, "There is no God because babies get cancer and dogs die," and it was like something else, and I was like, "What is going on here? Whoa there!" So of course, curiosity had to take over, and I had to go to the comment section. Oh boy! So it was this comment there that I couldn't help but burst out loud. And I even had to tell this to my mother. We literally laughed together for like 10 minutes. But again, I understand the severity of like the emotion that this person might have written this in. So the message or the comment or the statement was, if I was to ever meet God, he will have to beg for my forgiveness. I just thought that was just so hilarious. So, like, again, before I go into the severity, I would say this is quite a arrogant slash egotistical thing to quite say. That's why I kind of laughed. And then for the first comment about there is no God because these bad things happen, I kind of approached that as a little more childish. So um I just at first I laughed, but then I sort of had to kind of like rethink like this whole thing. And I kind of saw stories how people were saying like, after certain instances where I had lost family members or something awful happened in my life, that's when I stopped believing in God, or I didn't believe in God anymore. And these circumstances that people go through in their lives, they are harsh, they are horrible, and some of these things that people go through are inhumane. And you look around, and when you think that you're trying to find salvation in something or somewhere or someone, all you see is chaos. All you see is lies. all you see is greed. All you see is just people looking down at you, spitting at you, laughing at you because of you're in despair. You are in agony, and people take joy and bask in that energy of just being superior than you. You tend to lose, sight of like what is even, is there even an energy that is even looking at this, watching over this. And at some point in our lives, for some more than others, we do come across that energy. I feel like I have, I would say I had quite some time had to question, what is going on in my energy, but I always had remained faith in God and in these energies, because in the type of life, and this is just only my testimony, the type of life that I had lived in, um, you know, not many would have mentally make it, and I will understand that. However, I always overcame. I always saw the end of the line. I always saw the light at the end of the tunnel. I saw the end of the race. No matter what, I was able to make it through because I had faith not only in myself, but in the energies that I could not see and that I know that I am connected to. And for some, you know, it it gets harder and harder to trust in that energy, to trust in that vibration, to you know believe believe that there's a greater force out there looking for us. And to tell you the truth, in my experience, because each of us has our own way of experiencing God and energies that are around us and available to us. But in my instance, in my life, and through the witness of like my family and such, I do believe in God. There is a higher force that watches over us. I understand that, you know, it's unfair that a child's life gets taken away so early. They didn't get a chance to experience life, to live. And, you're like, but why? Why this child, God? Why? You know, Unfortunately, for some of us, like, it's lessons that we have to learn. For some of us, it's karmas that have to be, paid. And for some of us, it's because somewhere along the line, you or someone has close to being to you has spoken ill and evil over you and your family or your loved ones. And these are factors that some people do not believe can happen, but they do happen. And it's hard to believe, like, oh, someone kind of wishing someone dead and then they drop dead, like, yeah, right. No, it does happen. It does happen. Or people who die of a broken heart, like, the pain and the anguish is so strong, like, it literally breaks the heart. Like, these are energies and factors that we may not see, but they are there to play a role. That's why you have to be mindful of how you speak. For the power of life and death lies within the tongue. You cannot just go around wishing ill and death and belittling people and thinking that you will not be affected. And if not, your loved ones will be affected. So in life, it's not always going to be perfect. It's not going to be always pleasant. You're not always going to get the things that you desire and want, and or the justices that you feel that you deserve. But we are here to learn a lesson, and we are here to gain knowledge and experience, and to do that, we also have to continue making changes, not for ourselves, but also for the world. We have to learn from our energies and from our mistakes so that we know right from wrong, so that we know what is positive and what is negative, what is the gray line. We are here to learn how to be human and to better ourselves. So I kind of want to explore a little bit more with this energy. And oh my God, I've been talking for 9 minutes straight. I'm so sorry, you guys. But I really had to kind of like get it out there because it's like I understand and I want to dive a little bit more. So I feel the Kali Oracle is right now kind of like the first initiative to dive into this energy, because with Kali, it's like she's one of the goddesses that, it's about destruction, rebirth. So she's going to understand all these perspectives, all these angers and lashes that people would go through. But at the same time, you better not talk like that in her house. So I'm gonna like, yeah, I kind of want to like pull an energy from here, because I kind of feel like she would definitely help give insight to those right now that need to either hear this or understand why people are angry at God and all these other energies. I don't know. I just want to talk about it. Just, why? Like, also, we kind of tend to forget that our behaviors and actions do have consequences, not just only for us, but as a ripple effect into the world. All right, I got, excuse my pronunciation, Bhairavi Yogini. Very beautiful card. Skull in the flower, beauty in death, beauty in life. All right, number 21. Sublime Bhairavi, fierce with sacred rage, cannot be deceived nor deterred. She is unflinching, fearless, and determined. She causes that which is unworthy of the soul to flee and secures divine protection for the authentic soul path. Her presence empowers our hearts to face our fears and signifies that we are ready to overcome anything that has held us back. She gives the power to fulfill our heart's desire and reminds us to embrace our unique path with confidence. The six of the excuse me, I'm having a hard time today. Mahavidai Mahavidai why I cannot speak today. I was just singing mantras earlier. The six of the Mahavidaya wisdom goddesses is Bhairavi. She is the wrathful emanation, excuse me, guys, emanation of Kali Ma and the conqueror of fear. Her name means both formidable and terrifying. Why would we be afraid of our beloved Divine Mother? We can recognize that she is fearsome in a sense of divine magnificence and inspiring awe, like a force of nature powerful enough to rattle our inflated sense of entitlement and invincibility. She becomes something we can revere because we recognize with relief a power so much greater than the small minded workings of ego. We can dedicate ourselves to elevating the suffering we see in the world if that is what motivates our hearts. Yet we can also take refuge from becoming disheartened by the extent force of our task, because we recognize divine greatness and capacity. The entitled mind of a young soul may misinterpret such magnificence as an excuse for apathy. This is why she must be fearsome to such minds. The fear of God is necessary to trigger inner growth until the love of God is enough to motivate our hearts. I'm going to say that one more time because that is quite interesting. The fear of God is necessary to trigger inner growth until the love of God is enough to motivate our hearts. And then we read this last part. Bhairavi is divine wrath. She demands that we meet our potential. There is no playing small when she arises in a reading. Her appearance manifests to give us necessary reminder to help. She gives us necessary reminder to step up our spiritual game. Your commitment to the spiritual practices that suit you at this time is strongly encouraged. There are divine forces that will more than match your efforts, and a great deal of progress can be made in a relatively short time frame. If you apply yourself to a task, your progress will unfold more rapidly than you expect. You can accomplish even intimidating prospects if you harness your courage and commit to the process. This is a very intense card. So, like the book says, this is divine wrath. This is divine wrath that understands the wrath that people are in, but at the same time is not going to tolerate. It's not going to tolerate that energy towards it. You cannot be angry at forces that are uncontrollable, like death. This world is not permanent. We all have to face, our final show at some point in our lives. For many of us, we wish that is when we're like, in our hundreds, where we have lived a long, good life. Unfortunately, for some of us, it is taken when we feel it shouldn't have been. So this is the universe letting you know and confirming to you it agrees with your wrath. It understands your wrath. It is compassionate about your wrath. But if you continue to just be angry and be angry at the forces that continue to understand that you're angry, you are going to be in a circle. You are not going to get the energy of living. You're not going to be able to experience life to the fullest because you are angry at forces that are out of your control. And this is very hard to, again, to surrender, to trust the process, because a lot of things are in the unknown. But at the same time, the unknown can be very beautiful because you can discover things that you were unaware of, that you didn't even know that you could even see or do. Out of times of tragedies, we kind of like open up to like this energy of, where am I going to stand? What type of person am I going to be? Like, what can I do? Like, am I even in the right place for this? Questioning these things. I hope you guys are enjoying these messages. Please like, share, and subscribe. I would deeply appreciate it. It will give tremendous support to my channel. And to the new viewers and subscribers, thank you so much. It is deeply appreciated that you came and joined, my little village and, hearing my messages. I deeply appreciate it. And also, thank you for the comments and the likes. It shows a lot of love and support, and I deeply appreciate it. I'm pulling out a Clo card to try to lighten up a little bit of this energy because it is quite intense. But overall, in this card that I'm getting, like, you can go back and listen to the message that I was saying. But overall, this card is stating, like, you are in your absolute divine right to be angry, to be, upset, to be anger, to just pure energy and hate. I understand, but you cannot keep holding on to that. You cannot keep, depriving yourself of a life force that is within you, that is connected to you. You kind of killing your, like this energy of Bhairavi. She's like, you're slowly killing yourself because you want to kill me. Like, God is kind of like looking at you like, you are killing yourself because you want to kill me. You want me to cease to exist because of the pain and anguish that you are in. But I have put you in this world for you to change that there are ways for you to get out of that, for you to learn and overcome, because God is not going to always kind of hold your hand throughout your life. There are things that we are going to have through that are going to be harsh, that are going to be horrible, terrible. And as human beings, we have to learn how are we going to evolve, into a better, higher vibrational energy. And I say that because I have the light here. And I love that this card is here. It is so beautiful because this light is within everyone. Even if you don't believe in her, even if you don't think she exists, she is there, and she's always going to be there no matter what. He, she, it, take it as it resonates. But this light is always going to be present within you. And even though you want to submiss it and stomp on it and bury it and, cease it from existing, you cannot destroy that energy that is a part of you. You cannot ignore that energy that is already a part of you. You are already a part of this phenomenon because you are existing in this world. And, for some of us, we have to go through horrible trials and turbulences because for some of us, again, past karmic energies. For some of us, others wishing ill and death on others. For some of us, God has a certain divine plan and he has trust certain, circumstances that are so harsh onto you because he knows that you are strong enough. It's this meme that's kind of going around like, God, I am not one of your strongest, guardians, but you are. Like you are. That's why you are here. You have you have your authentic energy and authenticity to find ways to live the life that you want to live, how you see how life fits you, how you blend into this vast ocean of life, how to grow, how to prosper, how to teach, how to become. I am using the Beyond Lemurian Oracle. Oh, too many. Let me just get one because I've been talking up a storm. But yes, but Harvey also is reminding you, do not be angry because you dim your light. Do not be angry at the forces that are uncontrollable, that are out of your control, because there are forces within you that are there to help you grow and expand and vibrate higher, to understand the pain and anguish that you have went through and convert it into something beautiful, into something grand, to something for yourself and for others to see. Okay, come on. You guys want to say a lot today. I know. All right, I'm going to take this one because that was the one that kind of called to me. All right. So this is your guys' artwork. Very beautiful. Harmonic flight. This powerful image represents the divine we see when we look deeply into the eyes of another, and there are more drops when we meet another being, present in the moment, with no stories, judgments, or insecurities. When we harmonize our energies with another, we can soar to the sky. We can guide each other and higher and higher, by encouraging all that has been weighing us down to drop away. The bonds you share give you the power to transmute fear. Put time and awareness into resolving karmic connections, or they will continue to play out. There may be also a life-changing connection on the horizon. Connect to people. Connect to your loved ones. Connect to those who you know can hear you. And if you don't have anyone like that, you can seek them out, because there are people out there ready to share their stories, to share their anguish, to share their pain, wanting to know if others just understand where they're coming from so they don't feel alone. And, I understand in certain times in people's lives, there's a dark period that we have to go through that none of us, kind of seem like we're never going to make it through. So we just give in. But there is light at the other side. There is a connection. There is peace. There is energy. There is love for you on the other side. It is there for you. It will always be there for you. But you have to have the power and the energy to reach it. And if you cannot do it alone, and that is understandable, that is not weakness. That is understanding that I am recognizing that the energy and faith that I have is weakening. I do not have the strength, the courage to believe to go on anymore. Go and seek answer. Go and seek people who can help you get out of this energy, because there are those that are out there that do care enough to hear what you have to say, to understand the pain that you go through, to help you get through the tears and the agony and the anger and the lashing out. But of course, there has to be a time where you will have to let that go. And that person is there to help guide you and believe in you and give faith to you to know that you will overcome, because you can and you will overcome. All right, I'm going to pull, you know what? Yeah, this is going to be second to last, likely. I like that this light card has been coming out lately, though, because it kind of gives me, like, you know, I feel like an indication that the collective is starting to regain their light energy again. Freya, Lady of Love and War, self-love. I'm going to read that quick. I remember I had gotten this card. I believe it was for a Pisces reading. It's a very wonderful card. All right, 15. As women, too often we sacrifice our true needs and desires. This goes for both men and women. Take it as it resonates. You know, it's just energy. As women, too often we sacrifice our true needs and desires and lose ourselves in our romantic partners. While it is only natural to want to love and be loved by another, Freya reminds us that you have a responsibility to love yourself first, and how you treat yourself truly does set the standards of how others, especially romantic partners, will treat you. Freya embodies the essence of self-love by maintaining perfect harmony between the lover and warrior archetypes. Although love and war may not seem intrinsically, guys, I'm so sorry. I am like botching up words today. Intrinsically, okay. Intricately, all right. I feel like I'm in third grade. Tied at a first glance, they are two of the most uncontrollable passions known to humankind. As the goddess of love, Freya knows that she is worthy of being loved and desired, and she seeks to unite with the others and truly known and be known. As the goddess of war, Freya is focused and self-aware and doesn't allow others to divert her attention away from what is truly meaningful to her. Although she accepts that she is in a relational being, she will readily use her sword to cut away codependent, unhealthy bonds and her shield to set uncompromising boundaries. Because at the end of the day, the warrior in Freya loves herself enough to protect, honor, and fight for herself first. So I'm kind of getting a little bit more energy from this card in terms of love. It may be hard if you have lost a love of your life, you know, in any spectrum, family, friends, romance. Be a warrior and continue to live life. Be a warrior of love. Live your life through love and happiness. Not just, I'm getting also not for the sake of just only yourself, but in remembrance that there have been people on this earth that helped share that love, that helped made you believe in love again, that love is out there. In their memory, love yourself, love the world that is around you, love the people that are available to you who understand you and love you for who you are. No conditions at all. Call love back into your life, into yourself. Remember that you are worthy of love. And Freya is like, you are a warrior, like princess warrior for love. Do not be, angry at the skies, because that's where your loved ones are. pulling one final card, Clo card. Then I'm going to wrap up. All right. The loop. It's time to break out of whatever loop that you are in, pattern, energy, cycle, because it is draining of your light and it is draining of your love. The fear and anger keeps you in this loop. And like I think it's kind of like what I had said earlier. You continuing to be mad at at an energy that is an uncontrollable force, that it's going to balance out what it sees that needs to be balanced out. Uh, it's certain things may be unfair, but we have to remember that there are also factors that we are not unaware of that could be affecting these outcomes. But if you continue to be angry at the outcomes, at the loss, at the anger, at the anguish, at the greed, at the disharmony of the world around you, you're going to continue being angry. And yes, you're going to continue being angry. You're going to continue being in this cycle, in this loop of anger. You're not going to see the beauty of yourself, of your energy, of your light, of the connections that you can bring, of the fighter that is within you, that is fighting to live, that is fighting to live the life that you want to live, that you desire, that you are deserving of. So that, even if the people that are around you, that have loved you and supported you, may not be around, the energy still wants you, encourages you, pushes you to continue to live life, because you are here to experience, you are here to love, you are here to cry, you are here to be happy, you are here to be angry, you are here to experience, and through that experience gain and overcome and achieve. And even though you cannot, it's not with the person that is right next to you, or the energies that you wish that were that were by you. You alone have done it. You alone can do it. You alone can live life with love and happiness. You are deserving of that. You are entitled of that. You are, what's the word I'm looking for? You are connected to that. It will never be taken away unless you allow others to take that away from you. And if that does happen, you have the absolute divine power to call it back. If anything, you can ask Baharavi to go and scare those who have taken your energy and your love and your compassion out of them and return it back to you. Because overall, the universe and God wants you to live to your most truest and authentic self, and realize the power that you have within you, and share it and grow it and become what you desire and wish to become. Of course, with not, being egotistical and arrogant and hurting people in the way. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this reading. This was actually quite, a deep, intense reading, but I was prepared to kind of almost do this because, I'm just like, I just wanted to just dive into this topic of this anger of God and like my own perspective. And, I'm gonna laugh or whatever, but at the same time, I have to remember that we are humans, and this is a human in pain. This is a human in anguish. This is a human with such distraught. And I have to put, my ego to the side and come to an understanding that, don't think that you are alone. Don't think that there is nothing in the universe out there for you. There are energies available, ready to help you and guide you to where you belong, to where you need to be, to correct, certain energies, for you to understand lessons and break away out of these loops and cycles. You have to trust the universe and surrender your energy. Trust that God loves you. Trust that your angels and your ancestors and your loved ones from the above love you and want the best for you while you're still here breathing and experiencing. So again, guys, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like, share, and subscribe. I would deeply appreciate it. If you did enjoy this reading and you feel like it could resonate to someone, please give it a like and share it. And if you have been enjoying the messages in my channel, I would appreciate the subscribe. And yes, please take what resonates. Please share what needs, to be heard. Give me, a comment if this resonates or if you can understand. I would like to, yeah, I would definitely would like to hear some feedback on it. But guys, I'm just gonna let you know, like, God is out there. God is always going to be by your side. God is within you. God is all around you. And if you continue to be angry at the energy, again, that understands you and loves you and takes responsibility for the pain that has been caused, but if you continue looking up and being angry, you're not going to see the distractions and the demons and the cycles that continue putting you in this anger and in this hate and anguish. So I really hope this does reach out to someone and at least give some type of understanding and give some type of peace in their mind and heart that God does understand you. God does want you to live a happy and joyful life. And God does love you, even though things may not seem as bright and the way that you want them to be. He understands that. And just surrender. When I say just surrender, but surrender and trust that there are energies out there looking out for you guys. So with that said, guys, stay safe and have a good day.